Hi guys, this is Criminal Carl. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 6 of season 1 of Smallville. Old body slash young jailed heartbreaker. So here we go, guys. I love this episode because it's a great episode. So here we go, guys. So here's the gist of it. First of all, it's basically focused on Clark and Lana. Yes, it's focused on Clark and Lana Lang. When they volunteer for Smallville High to go to a retirement center where Clark meets Cassandra, an old lady who can see the future, and she's blind. And I love that this episode touches on the on my on my disabled community, brothers and sisters, and it's a great touch by Smallville to highlight this. So anyway, Cassandra can see the future. We don't necessarily get information from Cassandra that when the meteorite that brought Kal-El Clark to Smallville, Kansas, was the reason why she had the ability to see the future with her visions by just touching the person's hand that she's in contact with. But anyway, Cassandra can see the future, and she can tell that Clark is a very nice dude, and he has very high potential of doing good. And she sees in the future, when she touches Clark's hand, that she sees the blue sky. She sees the blue sky in her vision, and obviously the red cape that we all know and love, the classic red cape with the big S shield on the back. Meanwhile, for Lana, it's a whole different story. Well, not different, but the one that she is visiting, the one that she's volunteering and visiting, his name is Harry. Now, Harry has a very sketchy past. A long time ago, in the 1950s, he was a criminal heartthrob. Yes, a criminal heartbreaker, and basically a murder, but with good looks. But anyway, Harry falls into the pond, or into the big pond slash lake that is outside the retirement center. And inside, and unbeknownst to Lana and to Lana, obviously inside around the lake slash pond, there's 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 rocks infected with kryptonite, which turn Harry into his young young criminal self. Now, here's where it gets kind of personal for Clark. Back in the day, back in the 1950s, before Clark came as we know that he came to the Kent family. When young heartbreaker Harry, got arrested and got convicted for his crimes of murder. One of the jury members was Mr. Kent's father, and what I'm trying to say is that Harry turning into his young criminal heart-throbbing self is trying to eliminate the errors, the bloodline of the inheritance members of the jury members that had convicted him back in the day. So meaning Mr. Kent and the other members of the jury that convicted him, but striking their sons and daughters, which young Harry's able to do, and unbeknownst to Clark, Lana, and Chloe, and Pete, they have no idea that this young heartbreak kid, using a WWE term, is actually Harry. But again, so Harry's been killing everyone in sight, every inheritance member of the jury pool that convicted him back in the day, and obviously he kills two inheritance members. He had already killed two inheritance family members of the jury pool, but he had not killed yet the one at the top of his list, Jonathan Kent. Yes, Mr. Kent. But thankfully, but also tragically, but also in a suspenseful way, Jonathan wasn't at home, but Martha was home. And here's how Harry got away with the killings. He was posing as an electrician, and obviously, since he couldn't find Jonathan, he decided the next best thing was to get rid of the witness that basically saw his young self, and that was Martha. And Martha fought with all her might to the point that both of them were struggling or fighting. Both of them were Martha was fighting for her life, and Harry was trying to get rid of her. But thankfully, Martha had the wherewithal to try to hide herself in the in the corn in the in the in the in the corn separator in the in the corn kernel separator. And thankfully Clark and Jonathan were able to save Martha, but Harry was not so lucky. He he suffocated in the big rain type pile of corn kernels. And when young Harry suffocated, Harry returned back to normal, to his old self. Meanwhile, for Cassandra, for Cassandra, for Cassandra, Cassandra was visited by Lex one day when Clark wasn't able to, and Lex, to keep it short and sweet, guys, convinced Cassandra to one day let her read the future for him. But when Cassandra read the future, touched Lex's hand, and she saw the future for him, or the future for Lex. She could see darkness. She could see evil. She could see the future. She could see the evil future. The evil future that we know that Lex could. That we know that Lex is. And tragically for Cassandra, she died. So, but when Clark got back from stopping Harry, Clark asked one of the nurses how's Cassandra, and then then the nurse, where's Cassandra? Nurse said Cassandra passed away, and obviously when Cassandra touched Clark's hand, she could tell, she saw the future, and she immediately knew that Clark is not around, is not from here, Smallville, to be more specific. So she died. She died knowing that Clark was from the planet Krypton. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and until we fly again, until we fly, until we run fast again with Kal-El. Bye, and remember to leave a like. Remember to leave a like, and let me know in the comments, if you want to, what did you like about this episode, and do you think Lex killed Cassandra, and do you think young Harry would have killed Mr. Kent if if he would have been home when young Harry when young Harry appeared appeared at the doorstep of the Kent slash farm home. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching again. Thank you for watching again. Remember to leave a like, and until we up and away again. Bye.